Say, Lil Nyuk, hey, let me tell you this. We back at it again. Your favorite uncle, your favorite Theo. And we back with that sleep token. Come on, we got to get this done. The new album's coming. We not playing around. I've been really busy. Really, had, just changes. Trying to get these changes together. Computer has been, that computer situation has been crazy. Been really crazy. I mean, very discouraging. But I'm now back with a new M4 Mac Mini. So we upgraded, and now we back on the saddle. We got a new horse, and we're gonna ride it till till we got to put him to sleep. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna grow old with us. So, but we back with that rain. Been excited for this one. I've heard bits and pieces of this one. I can't say that I've really listened to the lyrics that much. So, I think this will be another good, first time reaction. So, close to first time. Half of a first. I don't know, but hey, whatever. Let's go. Let's get to it. We got to get this done. Tomorrow, I'm not going to even say it, but I'm going to try to do what I'm thinking in my head. Hopefully, I can get it done with the new schedule. That could be kind of rough, but I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my best. And, but if anything, definitely going to react to it first thing tomorrow, or first when it premieres, first thing when it premieres, and I'll get that up as soon as possible. All right. So I'll see you soon, no matter what. All right. Let's get it. Back up a little bit. All right.
For so long I have waited, so long that I almost became just a stoic statue fit for nobody, and I don't want to get in your way.
I love this vibe.
But I finally think I can say that the vicious cycle was over the moment you smiled at me. And just like the rain, you cast the dust into nothing and wash out the soul from my head. So touch me again, I feel my shadow dissolving. Will you cleanse me with pleasure? It's that chemical cut that I can get down with, up like the moon and out like the hounds. A dangerous disposition, somehow refracted in light, reflected in sound. I'm coiled up.
Oh my God. Hold on. Y'all know I was way overdue for a pause. But we trying to do it, we're trying to get through the whole song first. Catch the vibe. Then we're gonna go back with the lyrics. But it's just fire. It's fire. This vibe is nice. Oh my God. But it's that chemical cut that I can't get down with. It kind of almost sounds like Coke a little bit. Up like the moon and out like the hounds. Oh my God, I'm telling you, he be on his Kakashi shit for real. Oh my God. Okay, all right, I'm here. I'm gonna try to go back to that switch up. But you cast the dust into nothing. Oh my God. All right, let's go. Yeah.
It's that chemical cut that I can get down with, up like the moon and out like the hounds. A dangerous I'm coiled up like a venomous serpent, tangled in your trance, and I'm certain you have got your hooks in me. I know the way that it goes. You get what you give, you reap what you sow.
Yeah.
I can see you in my face.
That's fire.
And I know I am what I am. The mouth of the wolf, the eyes of the lamb. So darling, will you saturate?
Oh my God. What you talking about? Sleep with you. Oh my God. I was gonna call him Sleep Token. But Vesta, what you talking about, bro? These words are fire. These words are fire. Oh my God. These words are fire. They're cold. Man, we gotta go back. We gotta go back kind of far, man. That's all right. Y'all with me though, right? Because this may be another long one.
I know the way that it goes. You get what you give, you reap what you sow. And I can see you in my face.
Fire.
And I know I am what I am. The mouth of the wolf, the eyes of the lamb. So darling, will you saturate?
Yeah.
Just like the rain, you cast the dust into nothing. And wash out the salt from my head. So touch me again, I feel my shadow dissolving. Will you cleanse me with pleasure? Nobody can say for certain if maybe it's all just a game.
Talk that shit.
When I open my eyes to the future, I can hear you say my name. So rain down on me.
Yeah.
Rain down on me. Rain down on me.
Them claps are kind of fire. I don't think I ever complimented some claps, but them claps kind of go hard. I don't know what it is. It sounds like the perfect blend of, I don't know, legion of claps. You know what I mean? That was fire. That was fire. I got the rain in the background. Man, I want to go to sleep to that. Man, how he get like the best rain sound too? I've listened to a lot of rain, rain YouTube videos to go to sleep, storm. Like that is one of the best ones I've ever heard. And that ain't even glazing. You know what I mean? Like that's not even on, on some like, oh, Vessels is the greatest thing I've ever, like, nah, that is legitimately one of the best rain sounds I want to go to sleep to that. I can try to loop it. It's not a lot. It's not a lot to It's not a lot of sample though, so it may turn out a little weird. But all right, let's get into these lyrics because they fire. They're fire. I mean, it's almost self-explanatory. You know what I mean? A little bit. A little bit. All right, here we go. It's just the way he worded it is fire. So.
For so long I've waited, so long that I almost became just a stoic statue fit for nobody. And I don't wanna get in your way, but I finally think I can say that the vicious cycle was over the moment you smiled at me.
Oh my God, I really, man, for a long time, I hate it. I hate it, seeing my ex, man, because, the boy's mom, because it's like the moment, like the moment you saw her, it was just like, like you just forget everything, and, as romantic as that can be, and it is somewhat of a torture, so, but for so long I've waited, so long that I almost became just a stoic statue, fit for nobody. Like, man, sometimes that's crazy because I've been hearing a lot lately about waiting, about the waiting, and it keeps bringing this song that my best friend used to sing all the time. It was called "In the Waiting" by Greg Long. Yes, "In the Waiting" by Greg Long. Man, that song is so fire, man. It is so fire, and it is so true. The hardest part is in the waiting. That's that's when your patience patience don't kick in until you get impatient, So you're just a stoic statue fit for nobody. And I don't want to get in your way, but I finally think I can say, yes, this is where he's getting to that. He's starting to really like go back and find her after he's gone through his, metamorphosis. That's what this feels like. And this feels like that love song that's saying, that it's that song that he writes to try to get her back. That's what it feels like, That's what it really feels like, that you could think, he's talking about the waiting. Like, it took me so long to get here, basically what he's saying, that I almost became just a stoic statue, fit for nobody. Basically, like, I'm just gonna be alone. I'm gonna just be alone. I don't have to, stoic meaning like it don't faze me. It doesn't faze me that I'm gonna be alone, but I don't want to be. I want to be with you. All that I've done was to, this whole journey was to get to be a man fit for her, So, I mean, I identify with this like heavily. And I don't want to get in your way. To me, that's I keep running my mouse, but I'm on my MacBook, but and I don't want to get in your way. Basically, I think he's saying here is I'm not trying to mess up your plans because we ain't whatever plans you've mastered and that path that you're going. I don't want to get in your way, but I finally got it. I finally did it. I finally understand That's what this is. That's what this is. The moment you smiled at me, you know, and that smile to me is like, yeah, like I still love you. I still want you. I still, you know, this is still, you know, still a thing, or could still be a thing, you know. You know, there's still gonna be a fight. It's still gonna be a fight. So, and okay, let's keep going.
I don't wanna get for nobody, and I don't wanna get in your way.
And this piano part is fire. This piano is fire. He killing it on the piano too.
Statue fit for nobody, and
That piano was going hard. That da 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 da. Yeah, yeah.
just a stoic statue fit for nobody.
Yeah. Da-da, and then here's the third time.
But I finally think I can say,
Well, and it sounds like, you know, man, I don't mean to just all of a sudden become a, you know, a pianist breakdowner, you know, but but he like that it's the same pattern, but when you just single out a couple of notes instead of doing a full chord. You just hit a two note chord, da-na, da-na, and keep it real prominent. The other time but it's that same da-na, ba-na, the whole way, but just making it really prominent in certain parts. Really just adds the dynamic and the color to it. It gives it so much more texture.
I don't wanna get in your way,
He's doing it the whole time.
but I finally think I can say that the vicious cycle was over the moment you smiled at me.
It's almost exactly how I would play this song. I ain't trying to like, toot my horn or anything, but this is my style of piano right here. This is 100% my style of piano. If you were to hear me play, this is exactly what that would sound like. And you will, you definitely will. It's coming. I promise, I swear.
Vicious cycle was over the moment you smiled at me. And just like the rain, you cast the dust into nothing and wash out the soul from my head. So touch me again, I feel my shadow dissolving. Will you cleanse me with pleasure?
Man, I like this whole stanza is all about dissolving, and how she dissolves him with this. You cast the dust into nothing. We all know that water, I guess it doesn't dissolve, but you get it's the same principle, the same premise, I guess. But you cast the dust, and like just that picture of just when it's dusty, and then you see the rain, and it just becomes so clear, as that picture is really nice. And wash out the salt from my hands. Like, man, I've been putting in work. And what you helped to clean me up after this war I've been in, So touch me again. I feel my shadow dissolving. That shadow. I mean, we could talk about that shadow, but it seems like he wants to get out of it now. He's kind of leaving the dark, coming into the light. That yeah. I'm with. Will you cleanse me with pleasure? That's fire. That's fire. Will you cleanse me with pleasure? Man, please. Please do. Oh my God. Like, just like show, like, show me that you see the hard work, that you see the transformation. Show me. And what better way? Pleasure. I mean, I'm not just talking about sex, but, love, affection, intimacy, romance, saying I'm going to take, taking care of you like that.
My shadow dissolving, will you cleanse me with pleasure? It's that chemical cut that I can get down with, up like the moon and out like the hounds. A dangerous disposition, somehow refracted in light, reflected in sound. I'm coiled up like a venomous serpent, tangled in your trance, and I'm certain you've got your hooks in me. I know.
It's that chemical cut. Oh, I don't even. It's that chemical cut that I can get down with. Up like the moon and out like the hounds. That chemical cut. I mean, to me, right off the bat, it sounded like it felt like he was talking about coke. Like that. It's that. But I mean, we already know Vessel a chemist. We already know Vessel a chemist. And 2 is his assistant. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know exactly what he means there, but that's what came to my mind. That I can get down with, up like the moon and out like the hounds. That's just fire. That line, that just the imagery, But I'm out here searching. A dangerous disposition, somehow refracted in light, reflected in sound. Oh my God. And then, I mean, he could have said reflected in light, reflected in sound. But the dude is just cold enough to like, nah, refraction in the light. And reflected in the sound. Like, it's to be able to, to come up with both of those and not just use reflected. I'm caught up like a venomous serpent, tangled in your trance, and I'm certain, guys, don't smile at me, bro. Don't smile at me. Don't do it. Like, for real. Oh my God, because I mean, now the hooks. Smile equal hooks. All right. This is cold.
I'm coiled up like a venomous serpent, tangled in your trance, and I'm certain you've got your hooks in me. I know the way that it goes. You get what you give, you reap what you sow, and I can see you in my face.
Yeah, so don't try to run. Man, this nigga Vessel is cold, man. This nigga Vessel is cold. I don't know what to do with my hands. I don't know. It's just, I think it's just late. But man, I know the way that it goes. You get what you give, you reap what you sow. Come on, we already know what the game is. We already know the formula. We get it now. We get the formula. You see, I can see you in my fate. Like, so don't even try to run. Like, let's just go ahead and say that this is what it's gonna be. I see, and I know I am what I am. Like that to pop out of the cocoon, with an awareness. Pop out the cocoon, not just, understanding that I'm a butterfly, understanding that I went through a transformation, not just popping out and just, just flying off and not, no awareness. Like I know that's why he's saying, that's the reason why he can, get in, feel like he has the right to get in her way, because he knows I am what I am. That's what I went to go figure out. And that's the best way to describe yourself. That's the best way I feel like I can describe myself. I am what I am. And, you either love it or you don't. But I know you do. So, and the mouth of the wolf, the eye of the lamb, the eyes of the lamb. Facts. I'm both. I'm the dude. Like you gotta go and find. You can't say that I am what I am and not understand both sides. People want to think that God is just the God of light, but no. In order for God to understand that there was light, he had to understand that there's darkness. He had to somehow be in that darkness at some point, or at several points. I'm saying, if I'm God, I'm out doing some other stuff. I'm out figuring out some other, I'm out figuring out how to be a better God or a bigger God, and I ain't worried about what y'all doing over there. That this is fire. But that, where you saturate, we know, but we get that part. But the mouth of the wolf, the eyes of the lamb.
I know I am what I am. The mouth of the wolf, the eyes of the lamb. So darling, will you saturate?
Man, and then the guitar is competing with the lyrics, with the verse, with the cadence of the lyrics, or the melody, whatever, you get what I'm saying. It's definitely late, but it's competing with the melody, because it's going and it's opposite. Let's just listen to it again. I need to listen to it better now. As soon as he starts that, and I know I am what I am. When he's doing that, the guitar is countering it. So fire.
Just the dust into nothing, and wash out the salt from my head. So touch me again, I feel my shadow dissolving. Will you cleanse me with pleasure? Nobody can say for certain if maybe it's all just a game. When I open my eyes to the future, I can hear you say my name. So
Man. That may be the first, this is just my initial thoughts. That may be the first line that I felt like Vessel has put in a song that he just needed to find something to rhyme with something else. If maybe it's all just a game. But at the same time, I think that's just my initial thought. But I also thought that it's still a fire line, because if maybe it's all, nobody can know for certain if maybe it's all just a game. I don't know. We don't know. But it is, but we have to play it. Like it's, that's the paradox. The paradox of life. But when I open my eyes to the future, I can hear you say my name. Those two things don't really go together, in my opinion. But it doesn't make it any less any less dope. You know, that's the, you know, I don't know. It's kind of you just got to give them a benefit. You know, give them that, like, okay, I got to give you that one for all the ones that you done. I got to give you that one. That's cool. Do it. Bet. The whole others, you know, well, what am I gonna do? Discount the whole song? Fucking crazy. Shit is fire.
Rain down on me. Rain down on me. Rain down on me.
Now this nigga out here doing Stomp the Yard in the rain and shit. Like, like that's what it sounds like, you know. And we gotta get to the end because I gotta hear that sample again. That rain sample is fire. I can see. I don't know if many people know this. I don't know if this is that demographic, but you know, I feel like I can see Omarion out here doing a dance number to this in the rain. I think they did do it in the rain. On Goddamn Me, You Got Served. I think they did do something in the rain. Boy, just put me right to sleep. Right to sleep. That's part of the point. That's part of the point. You know what I'm saying? What if sleep is just a metaphor for, for the metamorphosis, for the cocoon stage that you go through? You know, because you go to sleep, you're gonna the same way a bear goes to hibernation. You know, like you gotta go and you gotta shed the fat. You gotta go and you gotta dream and figure things out and come out to the light with a new like, well, you know what, we gotta go get some different fish this time. We gotta go fatten up. Let's roll. Because there's gonna be another time where we're gonna have to go into this this dark place. We're gonna have to fast. We're gonna have to buckle down and all that the whole journey part. There's you gotta always continue to try to break the ceiling and find a new floor. So hey, tomorrow we got I know, well, technically it is today. It is 1:40. What, I keep looking at the computer, but 1:42 a.m. We will be back. Hopefully we go live. That's okay. Let me just say it. I'm gonna try to go live. But I just started a new endeavor, and I'm trying to get all of that situated, so I don't drop the ball nowhere. And this is it's for the best. It's for the best. And I'm going to try to go live. If I can't, then I'm definitely going to react to it when it drops, right immediately. When it drops, I'm going to edit it right away, post it right away. So, I'll see you then. Like, comment, subscribe. Like, comment, subscribe. How would it do is like, it's been. See, you see how long it's been? Like, comment, subscribe. Notification bell. Let's move. Let's get it. It's been too long.